going on? What's going on? It's Lady Dre, and welcome to Healing Sessions. I hope that you're having an amazing, abundant, prosperous, loving, fulfilling, masterful, harmonious, healing day. If you are new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. Be a part of the vibe. Be a part of the tribe. All right? You already know if you're returning. You already know I love you much. Love you much. So real quick, I just wanted to come and just share some encouraging words. You already know how we do over here. We encouraging, we uplifting, you know what I'm saying? We holding each other accountable. We doing all those things on our healing journey. So I wanted to come and just, quickly just talk about like being grateful. Like being grateful for the small things, right? And it's amazing because what I've come to understand like on this journey, right? There have definitely been times where I have went without. There have been times where, I didn't have money to pay X, Y, and Z. There were times where, and if you, follow me on my healing journey, like, I'm a single woman, I take care of my daughters, yes, my daughters are older now, but when they were smaller children, like, I did all those things by myself, you know what I'm saying? And so it was difficult to, just be in a space of just having to, need support, having to ask for support. And the thing with me was because at that time, especially when they were younger, I was like on that threshold where it was like I made too much to get like assistance like from the county or the government, but it was like it was not enough, you know what I'm saying, for whether it's for daycare, whether it's for food, clothing, like all that stuff, you know what I'm saying. But God made it work, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I tell you, anytime, like, and if you follow some of my old videos, like it's been nothing but God that's helped me to take care of my family. And so that's why it's, that it has allowed me though to be able to be in a space though to understand just like me utilizing my faith, right? So I say that to say though, is like, when you're grateful over the little things, God will give you bigger things as well, and He will give you reign over the bigger things. But He wants to be able to see that you can be able to handle the small things too, And what I've learned in those times of need is like, one, each time my needs were provided for, my needs were met, but yet it also taught me like character, you know what I'm saying? Character in that I was able to utilize my resources. I was able to, get into the habit of not overspending, get into the habit of saving. It was different things that you don't realize, like when you have an influx of money where you're like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that. And then and I can't speak for everyone else, but for myself, and being a life path 8, like that's been my whole life lesson, is to learn how to be able to utilize, money, but also too, like when I don't have it, or when I didn't have it, to be able to maintain my household, maintain, my lifestyle, but I've always been a simplistic person, you know what I'm saying? I don't do all of the, designer things. I'm not saying that, I haven't had designer things. I'm not saying that. However, that my main focus was, especially when my kids were coming up, was to take care of them. That was my main focus, you know what I'm saying? So it was, like I said, daycare. It was, their after school activities. It was their extracurricular activities, whether it be dance, whether it be track, whether it be a sport. Like that's where my extra funds were going to, and so and granted, I'm saying, it was twofold, because I also had to learn to make time for myself and to buy things for myself and do things for myself, and not always just sacrifice for family, right? And so I say that to say though, is like, even when you seem like you don't have nothing, you have so much more than a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, it was that, my family was healthy, you know what I'm saying? My family was safe. We were protected, it was, we had a roof over our head. It was, they didn't have any, behavioral problems. They, they excelled in school. Like, I mean, excelled, And so, it was just things that, that don't cost anything, that I had in abundance, And so I'm here to let you know, like, yeah, you may think like, oh, because you don't have a whole lot of money. And granted, listen, I understand that money buys things. You know what I'm saying? It helps pay the bills. It helps you to be able to live the life that you want to live. I don't take that away from money. You know what I'm saying? Because money is useful. So I'm not going to be the one to like bash and like, oh, money ain't everything, because the reality is that money allows you to be able to afford the life that you want for yourself and for your children or for your family, right? However, but when you get to a point where you think that money rules everything, and it doesn't rule health, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't rule your mental and capable, your mental abilities, it doesn't rule, you being healed. It doesn't rule, it doesn't rule, you know what I'm saying, your spiritual journey. It doesn't rule your physical journey, because at the end of the day, like, you can have all the money that you want in the world, but you can also be miserable too with all that money. You know what I mean? And so it's a balance with it all. That's with anything, in this life of duality that we live in. That's the reality, is that you need to find balance in it all. But I'm here to say that, don't beat yourself up if you feel like, because you don't have the money that you so desire. Be in a space to prepare for that to come in, right? So if that's saving, if that's, taking financial classes to be able to know what it's like, or how to save, or how to, use stocks. And the great thing, for me, especially when they was coming up, is that, I worked a corporate job, you know what I mean? So, they have you put money into stocks, right? So I had money like in stocks, in several stocks, and it wasn't even something that initially, when I first started out, that's something that I was aware of, you know what I mean? But again, God makes provisions, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't understand like this, the importance of like where we are at this very moment, because really it can be preparing you for what's next, And so I'm just here to encourage you, like, don't beat yourself up and feeling like, you can't afford this or you can't afford that. When you get rid of the lack mindset and understand that abundance is all around you, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be support, whether it be, your health, whether it be, you waking up and full of joy, your children are safe, you're safe, it's amazing that all the things that money can buy. And I don't think sometimes we don't talk about those things, because those things, in this world, money, they want you to believe that money rules everything, but that's not true, So I'm here to tell you that even in my moments where I had it, and in my moments where I didn't have it, God still kept me, right? God still made sure that I had everything that I needed for myself and for my family. God made sure that, and again, I had to work hand in hand with God. You know what I'm saying? I had to work hand in hand with my faith. I had to understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I may be in a season of drought right now, but what did it teach me? It taught me character. It taught me to be able to not only be self-sufficient for myself, not to depend on somebody, not to depend on whether it be your mother, whether it be your father, whether it be a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, really to be self-sufficient in yourself, and I'm not saying that you don't need people. I'm not saying that. However, the right people will come along that will be able to help you, because there was definitely several resources that allowed me to be able to, handle things, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was, like I said, after school care, it was different things that it helped, even if I wasn't able to get assistance, you know what I'm saying? God made provisions in other ways for me to be able to, lessen the load, and so I just want to encourage you, like, don't beat yourself up, and don't think that, because you're not driving the most fanciest car, or you don't live in the best house, like, how's your health? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you get up and can you move? Can you be able to give back? Can you be of service? Can you say, like, through it all, God has got you, you know what I'm saying? And that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes to the millionaires and billionaires that literally, go through stuff too. Don't think that because they got money they don't go through things. They go through things too, you know what I'm saying? They have their own insecurities, they have their own doubts, so, and I also want to preface, like, your time is going to come. When it's time for you to have whatever God has for you, you're going to have it, So just remember, like, your season is coming. Your season is coming. And really where we at right now, like, the season is here. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is making sure that those rewards are coming, God is he's showing up and showing out and making us understand, like, that, yeah, you've been putting in the work, and I'm listen, I'm about to pay up. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encourage you, like, don't Don't be hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow people to think that you're less than because, you know, you may not have those their things. You don't want to be in a mind space where you're so materialistic that you lose your soul, right? Like, who wants to do that? And if you want to do that, then yeah, we're going to pray for you. But I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And also, too, check out our Etsy store. All right? Healing Sessions merch. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the time is now. The time is now. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Don't give up on yourself. Remember who you are. Love yourself to the max. And just be authentic. Be authentically you. Because I'm telling you, you might think people not watching, but they watching. All right? I love y'all. Y'all be easy and y'all take care.